Jada has revealed that her and Will Smith have actually not been together for 7 years. It has all been a sham. So Will Smith, when he did what he did to Chris Rock, they weren't even together. They were fake together, playing a role, pretending. Hell of a thing. Let's put it up full mass. Jada, Will, the star couple. Let's go to the video. Here it is.
When we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now. There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So how long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple. They even faced a scandal when Jada had what she called an entanglement with a family friend. Neither let the public know they had already split.
Y'all, I don't understand. All right, I really don't. I'm going to go get through the story. Maybe some understanding comes at some point in the future. In the preview clip, all right, Pinkett is asked about details of the marriage. There's a revelation in the memoir. I mean, got to say this about Jada. She's definitely making a little money from this stuff. Surprised her the most was about the separation. They are not romantically together anymore. Here's more.
I feel like you're a straight talker.
I am.
Except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership in regards to how do we present that to people, And we hadn't figured that out.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
By the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
Okay. When I said that Jada is going to divorce Will Smith and marry Tupac's hologram, you all really pushed back on that. So now I'm going to update it. She's going to remain married to Will Smith and marry Tupac's hologram. All right. Remember this, right? Remember this moment? Shocked the world. He said he was defending the honor of his wife, that he loves dearly, and they're together, and their family, their unit, they move as one. It was an act. It was an act. He decided to do that to another man, to a black male, to emasculate him in such a way. It was an act. I thought this is a skit, she told people in an interview. So when Will Smith did that to Chris Rock, she said she thought it was a skit, okay? Why did she think it was a skit? Because they're not together for real. There's more. Roughly 18 months after, Smith approached Rock during the live telecast and hit him in the face after he made a joke about Pinkett Smith's shaved head, the result of her alopecia. I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. Pinkett Smith also recalled the first words she said to Smith when they were alone afterwards that night. She asked him, "Are you okay?" She continued, "I'm going to be by his side, but also allow him to have to figure this out for himself." Directly after the slap, Jada says Chris came downstage to speak to her during a pause in the live broadcast. Chris came down to the end of the stage and tried to apologize to me. He said, "I didn't mean you any harm." I said, "I can't talk about this now, Chris. This is some old ish. I thought this was about the Oscar 2016 and their stuff that they had before I even came into the picture in the late 80s. I've got to leave that to Will and Chris to talk about. They got their stuff for sure." There's a lot here. But at the end of the day, Jada is selling a book, and obviously a lot of people are going to buy it now because this was a sensational dynamic. I need someone to check on Will. I know usually I'm not the guy saying, hey, Will Smith did something very wrong, obviously, but is Will okay? All right. Jackson, how do you see this?
Well, especially since you pointed out she's selling a book. Of course, that's what it's all about. She ain't got nothing else to talk about, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, go make a movie or something. Like, go star in a flick or something like that. But I think that her explanation makes it worse. Like, if it was all fake, him going up there and doing it makes it worse. It makes it childish and less meaningful. At least you could give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, well, they're in a very toxic, unhealthy situation and he's just exploded. But so, no, I don't believe that. But regardless, they just kind of need to take a break and go away.
Yeah. I didn't understand. I don't understand any of it. But there was one part I really did not understand. When she said they didn't know how, she didn't know how they were going to present that to the world, that they were no longer together, no longer in love, no longer sleeping together. I don't know. But they didn't know how to present it to the world as if the world was going to break.
Right.
If we found out that you all aren't together anymore. That I didn't understand that. Did you understand that?
No, y'all would have just been another Hollywood couple that broke up, but that had a long time together. So it's not like it was just a waste of time. Y'all brought children into the world, and it's Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, but it's really a shame though, because I mean, Will Smith was one of this generation's biggest people, and him doing that one act just plateaued his career and his legacy. It just did.
And that's the thing about when you try to make somebody else, when you try to look big, you make yourself look small. So when he tried to make someone else look as small as he felt, it really polarized his own life and magnified his own weakness.